Hey, this is Alan Shea. We're here on Our Society show in Studio City with one of the most awesome, incredible, upcoming, and fantastically awesome women in Hollywood. You guys watch out for her, I'm telling you. And she's going to share with us her character, her name, and what is special about tonight.
Yes, well, this is so special. This means everything to me. This is exactly where I want to be, right here on the red carpet. But my character is Marina in the House Divided, and she's a coach, assistant coach for the young gentleman that's starring in Steph. So yes, I'm an assistant coach, and my character name is Marina, and she's very interested in the main character and the young gentleman that is starring in the film.
Well, before I go any further with you tonight, you need to let the viewers know your full name, because this is going to become a household name, and I want to brand it myself. So let them know the full name and what to watch out for in the future.
Okay, yes, my name is Brittany Lucio, and to look out for me, yes, in your TV, movies, I'm shooting for the stars, so that is definitely on my to-do list.
Well, and certainly you don't have too much further to go, because with a show like this, great show, why don't you tell them, how did you get ready for the character that you're playing, and what kind of opportunity does this offer you as well as here in LA?
Well, I always like to go out for a character that's usually a little different than who I actually am in real life. But luckily, the character does involve basketball, so I love that. And it gave me a chance to really show that part of me on film and not just on the court.
Wow. So why don't you share with the viewers before we let you go and go in here and join everybody else? Why don't you share with them how important it is for them to support this show, and really how real it is, because it's really a very complex but yet a very entertaining show.
Yes.
So let them know how they can watch it and what channel, and make sure that time is given to all these viewers.
Sure, yeah, no, it's very important to watch this show for many reasons. I mean, it's so relatable. That's the main reason. Everyone goes through their family drama, so you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a wonderful, I'm waiting for second season already. I can't wait. But no, it's going to be something you want to tune into. You can relate. There's drama. There's a lot of sexiness involved, too. Everyone loves that. So tune in, for sure.
I'm Honesty.
Honesty, and you're the producer here at the House.
I am one of the directors of three. I'm the only female director for the series. Yes.
So what's it like being the female director?
Fun. It's really, really, really fun, and I think that's out of anything that I can sum up is fun. I think that women have really, really unique perspectives, just because we're nurturers and we feel from a deeper place. So I think when it comes to the arts, we're able to connect in a really genuine, authentic way that I think.
Oh, I'm the director of photography, so I kind of, do the pictures. I got the cameras, make it happen.
For me, I think the most challenging part for me was trying not to be blown away by the amazing talent that we had, from David McKnight, Paula J. Parker, Lawrence Hilton, Jacobs, Brad James. I mean, it was just unbelievable, the cast that we had. So I had to kind of calm myself down and say, okay, let's focus on directing, because these are people that are great at what they do. They're amazing, and they sort of just, take the frame from you, you know what I mean? So that was the most challenging thing, to make sure that we could keep everybody grounded and create the product.
That I played the patriarch of this super rich family who attained this wealth from a relative of ours by the name of Letty, who came out of slavery into Los Angeles, California, created a tremendous amount of wealth and left it to my family. Now my family, with all this money, is running into a lot of different obstacles and so forth, and I cracked the whip on them. I cracked the whip on all of the madness that's going on around, okay? People trying to get to our money, things like that, and I'm trying to hold the family together and make everything right and give respect to our ancestor Letty. That's what
Since creation, when he brought it to me, it's really about more money, more problems. It doesn't change the dynamics, whether you are wealthy or you're poor. Dysfunction is dysfunction. We all have issues to deal with. And I think Dan has captured that so they can see the rich people are not exempt from having problems and issues that need to be addressed. So I think that's the kind of real message being delivered. So people say, oh, well, they got money, they shouldn't have a problem. They got this going on, they got boats, they got planes, you know. No, it's not like that. If you're not right with God first, then you're going to have a problem. If money is ruling your journey, then you're going to have a problem. You know, if you're being led by that instead of being led by the Spirit. And that's why I love working with Dan, because Dan, his projects have a spirit message. It doesn't hit you over the head, but it has an undertone of a faith.
Lucky enough to grab one of the rare gentlemen who I haven't seen in a couple of years, and he's going to share with you his name and really what he's known for, because I've been following him about 5 years.
Yes.
I came across you at the LA Live at the convention center. They were having an event, and you just blew us away. So why don't you share with the viewers your name and the legacy you've created here, especially in Los Angeles.
Well, hi, my name is Scorpio from Los Angeles. Actually came out here from Detroit, but I've been out here since 1981, performing, doing the old school pop locking. It's called Bop Style. And I got a group called the LA Boppin' Crew, and we're be performing. We just came back from Japan and China a couple of weeks ago, and we was out there performing for the dignitaries in China and Beijing and Weihai in China. Yeah, so yeah, you can find me anywhere in Los Angeles. I perform everywhere as Michael Jackson tribute artist.
There you go. That's where we wanted to hear, because this is one of the rare, effective Michael Jackson tributes that I've seen, and I've been following quite a few gentlemen who do tributes, but no one outshines you, and I'm just glad that I've got a chance to see you live. So he's a great artist, and that's why I'm honored to have him here tonight and get his interview.
See, I didn't even want to incorporate there was romance. See, that's what I was trying to leave out.
Well, that's why I said you don't know if it's going to happen or not going to happen. I mean, of course, you have two beautiful people. You think,
but how far does it go?
How far does it go? Exactly. There's always a love, an unconditional love, because they play the sport and they respect each other. But whether or not it develops into a full-blown thing, we don't know. So you have to tune in to check that out and make your assessment of it. Thank you for listening to us.
Lawrence Hilton Jacobs plays Pamela Sanders, and this is Peter Murray. He plays Cameron's right-hand man. So talk to them about their characters, and they can kind of tell you how they brought this to life, because these guys really are the lifeblood of this series. I mean, they tell the story. These are the guys here that do the heavy lifting. You know, it's easy for me to write it, but they got to bring it to life. You know what I mean?
How you good looking, brother.
Hey, you know I got to. Hey, you know.
You got New Orleans roots.
Well,
They raise no fool, baby.
well, welcome to the show, Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. And, tell us a little bit about what it was like to play the lead in this wonderful new series.
It's very wonderful. It's a very involving role. It's got a lot of multi-layers. We get to interact where, you know, you get a chance to really bring yourself up as an actor. David and I talked about it a lot. Peter, who I've known for a long time, both these guys forever. And so I think Dan just put a nice piece together of giving people something to stretch to. And we're also saying something. But you feel the emotion, you know. It's about a family struggling to stay together and stay strong, and life, you know how tough life can be. That's any of us. So that's the exploration of it, you know, or exploration of it, yeah.
And all of that in spite of the great amount of wealth that this family has, trying to hold it all together.
Money is just money.
Yeah, money is just money, and try to fight against all the obstacles that come against you when you got a lot of money, when you have a lot of money.
I played the crooked funneling money for them, bank CEO. So
He's a bank president, you know, of our bank. We own a bank. He's our bank president.
and I flip on him at the end. I've had enough. So
we have enough of him right now, to be honest. We still had enough of you. Get out of here, man.
So where would you guys like to see this go? Digital is new state of the art. What would you like to see happen as long as
I'd like to
it's...
see this go to Jerry's Deli after we finish here down the block and get us a nice pastrami.
Now, do you realize that 88% of the population watches everything on their iPods, iPads? So digital is the way to go. So you guys are the leaders in this. So tell us about, you know, what your short-term goal is or vision is for this.
Streaming is here to stay, and that there's no different like when the days when these have, you know, little video, VHS or the cassettes. You step up, but streaming is the way to go, and so it must be accepted. Like film is going to always be around, but it's become digital. Digital is the access. Digital is a little more convenient, seemingly. and stuff like that. So that's just a reality. You know, I watch my little granddaughter watching stuff on a little pod and whatnot. That's just how it rolls. And whatnot.
Oh, you
Streaming is going to be easy access.
The enemy is
Easy
here.
access meaning you can watch it while you're sitting in the back of the car while you.
We play like a real upper class, upscale black family in LA. They both went to USC. They want me to go to USC. I'm an upcoming basketball sensation. I don't know if I'm gonna go to the league or go straight to college. They want me to go to college. Honestly, acting besides both of these two was honestly, real talk. Being on set with you was my favorite part, bro.
What?
He's just an amazing actor, bro. Like,
Yeah, but
it was
in real life, we're going to take him over to Kaiser Permanente. Okay? The psycho ward.
You know what? You guys look really close, like you really are a real family. What was the best part of that?
I've known his mom and his aunt forever.
Since I was little.
Really? No kidding.
Guys, so yeah, so nice, you know, nice.
Did you have a lot to do with the casting there?
I'm sorry?
Did you have a lot to do with him being casted?
No, that was completely Peter Wise. Peter Wise.
Wow.
Great people in it. Was all his doing. He just did a remarkable job. He thought of nice people, you know, and Dan happened to think of me, you know, but you know, that's how that rolled, you know.
Awesome. So what are we going to be surprised at when we go in there and take a look at this?
A lot of good acting and a whole lot of black peeps and a couple of white guys. Yeah.
I got a good story, okay?
All right, I want to hear it. First of all, let's hear who you are, please.
I'm Brandon Lamberty. I play Howard in the film, an investment banker. And
He's corrupt.
That's right. Evil is all. You see it, the white devil. No. So 3 years ago, I was just doing background and I wasn't acting, and I was in a movie with Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, Larry. And then now 3 years later, I got to act opposite of him. So it was honestly a dream come true, come full circle.
Now I'm going to quit the business now after that.
Yeah.
I had enough.
It's a dream for him, too. So I think it's
coming.
So what's it like? What have you learned about the African American family in actually being within this series?
I think it's, I learned, yeah, right, no pressure. I think
Tell the truth.
I think, you know, compared to, you know, a Caucasian production, they're more willing to be themselves, accept you, you know what I mean? Be one of them, they'll be themselves rather than the ego first and then the work later. They're about the work and the love, and hey, everyone's got some egos, so. Yeah, and thank you. So I think that's the big difference, and that's why I got hired. Thank you.
No, it's all great.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you guys had a lot of fun. Lawrence, what have you been up to? I loved Welcome Back, Kotter. I loved all of the Young Blood, everything. JD's Revenge. I mean, this is all old school. So tell us, you know, out of all the films you guys did, you know, what is like, what was the biggest to you? Welcome Back, Kotter, Young Blood.
You got them down, you know. Claudine, you know, and Claudine was my first film. You know,
I loved when he played Michael Jackson's father. I thought he was super brilliant playing Michael Jackson's father, Joe Jackson. In America, what was the name of the show? America what? The name?
He loved it so much he forgot the name. It was called The Jacksons: An American Dream. Yeah.
Brilliant performance.
You know,
Michael Jackson.
When you work, you've been around a long time, and all of, like David and I, we've been around, you know, 50 plus years in the game. It becomes a conglomeration of everything you've done, and you know, to pick one out sometimes is a little tough. But my experience to me is they're all different, and it's who you work with. You know, somebody who really wants to step, or you get to work with people like me. I've known David forever, but we never worked together. You know, so that was like a wonderful opportunity, and I've known him since he was a pup and stuff like that.
How old are you anyway? Look at that.
7, 6, 8.
MG, wow.
Yeah, so it's all gravy. So, yeah.
Well, I'm so happy and so proud of you guys, and I wish you the very best, and you got our support. I look forward to going in and seeing some great things.
Even though our family is having a lot of problems and there's a lot of attacks being played, a lot of drama coming to us and trying to rip. Can I get in here?
Perfect, right there, perfect. Right here, guys. That's nice. Good, thank you.
share with us what you think of why we're here tonight and what your thoughts are after seeing what you've seen inside. Great movie.
I've been inside, and it's beautiful. It's wonderful. I'm here for Portia Coleman's birthday party, too, as well, and for my boy Peter, too, as well, and what he's doing and what he's given to the city of Ventura, California, Los Angeles. And I'm here, and I'm so proud to be here in the flesh by God's will.
What stands out is the competition. It's very competitive now, especially for a guy my age. So you have all of these people who had all of these series regular roles, and now they're out, and you have to compete against them. So you have to stay ready. So I go to class. I still try to do every play I can do. Well, basically, it's nice for me to see we have money problems in this family. You know, there's no money problems as opposed to real life. African American have money problems. So it's the same thing. You don't flip the script. It's just that he has money, he has servants, and he treats them well. That's the difference. Oh, phenomenal. And the Lawrence Hilton Jacob is the most talented guy I've ever seen. I did not know that this guy is a concert pianist. I mean, he kept us entertained between takes. I mean, you wouldn't believe how well he plays. Oh.
He played an ambitious, suspicious district attorney, and he's running for senator.
Oh, an ambitious, suspicious DA. Wow.
And I'm a good friend of the patriarch of the family.
Oh, well, you guys look like you kind of
connections. Yeah. Both of us from Chicago in real life.
Oh, how cool. Well, 3 Chicagoans. I didn't know Lawrence was from Chicago. How about that? So what do you like most about being with this great group?
It's really great to be involved with a project that has a message. You know, so often we have things that are nonsense and just of commercial value without any substance. Well, this show has substance. It allows people to realize that nobody is exempt from dysfunction and family generational curses that need to be broken. And that's why I love working with Dan Garcia and our productions that we do, because they have messages of breaking and keeping the faith, walking by faith and not by sight. Regardless of what your financial status is, you are not exempt. No one's is exempt. Unless you have God in your life, then you are subject to turmoil. So that's how I operate. And most of my projects have that depth.
Velasquez, in the house divided, the family is kind of dysfunctional. I mean, they got a lot of secretive things going on, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of this. But believe me, everything serves a purpose, but it is a wild ride. I'm here to tell you.
And why do you say that?
Because I actually have to do, I don't want to spill all the tea, but I do some things that I'm not probably really supposed to do to help some people that I really care about. But the family is like really, in a way, a tight-knit family, but you do have some little entities in there that's really no good for the family. And they find their way in, they do damage. But the power of the family is what keeps everything together, man. It's a fantastic, fantastic piece. So I tell anybody to come out and see it. And I'm glad to be here tonight. This is what, Los Angeles, California, baby.
That's it. Where are you from?
I'm from LA, born and raised in LA. I've been many places, but I still love LA.
Tell us about your background as an actor.
Well, actually, I've done multitudes of things. You know, I started acting 10 years ago, and nothing large. If you look up Initiation, I play a hardcore staff sergeant in Initiation. And I've done stuff on Grey's Anatomy, anger management. I've done a lot of TV stuff so far. So no commercials, but it's coming. But I love these movies and these films, baby, and this is what I'm here for.
And what do you think about digital? I think this is so great that Robert Johnson is the owner of this brand new channel. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, digital is the way to go. There's no way to go now. I mean, you get things instantaneous nowadays. You know, there's no waiting around. I'm loving the way that movies are being shot, TV stuff. Everything is just being so. I mean, you don't lose no feed, you lose nothing when you're doing digital. It's the way to go, and most people are doing it that way, and I'm glad for it. I'm glad for it.
Awesome.
It's nothing better. It's nothing wrong with getting better. Those that don't want to follow, fall behind. You got to try to stay ahead of this game, because this game is constantly moving. I recognize that, and I think you better too.
All right. right. Well, everybody, just before you go back in, everybody has had so many problems with families. Tell us a little bit about your take on how you feel about this personally, about African American families.
Well, basically a lot of things that are wrong with families is the togetherness. It may start from fathers and mothers not getting along, but it trickled down. The bottom line is we got to be able to take care of these kids, because that's who's going to be running the world later on. So we got to be able to, even if I found situations where fathers aren't in the family, and I try to get close to the kids and try to teach them wrong from right, or get them into something that's going to be interesting for them, because someone has to do it. Someone has to be accountable, but the kids are falling by the wayside. Regardless to who's at fault, we can't look at who's at fault. We just have to put our hands in there and help. That's what it's all about, okay?
I feel like Peter's adding a lot of value, and you're showing that staying power, what it takes. So what would you share with the viewers how important it is for an event like this and for Peter to make sure everybody watch the show to see you can still be effective even with some dysfunction in your family?
Well, stay faithful, stay true to yourself, create your own image, your own style, and people will notice that and see you and take you and put them with you, and then you can create your own style and performance. Just like me, Scorpio, I created that name when like back in the 80s. And so my name is known actually like all over the world, because I've been in 39 countries. I did South Africa with Michael Jackson when he was living, rest in peace. Did a lot of things, but I don't like to brag on myself or anything. I just want to let the young people know that keep on striving. Don't give up your dream and keep going. And this is the man right here, Peter, that you need to see too, because he's doing a lot of things, movies and everything like that.
And before we let you go, viewers, we're going to have Peter to just give a loud shout out of what the future holds for the next generation, because this man is one of the trailblazers. So listen to what his advice is.
Well, stay woke. Trust in God and walk by faith and not by sight. And understand where your path is. Like Scorpio and myself, we recognize where our gifts come from. And we know the younger generation, you got so much distortion that's coming at you. But, understand that you have to stay aligned. Exactly. And that's why Scorpio has been around for so long, because his light has been so bright, and remain humble in the process, and impact other people's lives. Because it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about what we give to the next generation.
Right.
So keep that. Your purpose is really the mission,
Yes.
So we just thank everybody and view into a house divided.
For the last 3 years, it's mostly improv based, a Groundlings level 4 improv graduate, so that's where I started. And lately it's been more theatrical, with master classes and going down that road. So yeah, it's more of before I would act it, now it's more of a just trust and believe and just try to behave in the circumstances. So yeah, I think that's where my road's become as an actor.
My family, well, my mother was a supermodel growing up, and she modeled with Janice Dickinson, Beverly Johnson, a lot of the old school, not like 80s and 90s, like patriarchs and stuff. My aunt was on Showtime with the Apollo for 25 years. Kiki Shepard, Black Vanna White. What's up, Monty?
Shepard is his mom. The whole fashion industry. I was modeling with her at the time. We both started with Ebony Fashion Fair.
So, yeah.
His mom, and of course Kiki, live at the Apollo Shepard.
Black Vanna White.
Yeah.
But I'm an athlete before everything in life, but I started transitioning over into acting about 2 or 3 years ago. Started taking off for me. I do a lot of comedy, stand up, you know what I mean? Peter just hit me up and told me he wanted me to come. Honestly, Peter, he's my acting coach and a family friend, but he books me for everything, so I really appreciate it.
He's good, and he can play
everything.
He's good. About season 2.
Oh, really?
It's already out there, so that means it's gonna happen.
Yep.
So.
How long was your pilot?
I think how many episodes?
We shot 6.
6 episodes?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Amazon Prime. Yeah. I can't wait to see that.
And everybody looks so together, It's beautiful.
He's honestly he really just like Lawrence, I was a little kid and he came up to me on set. He was like, "Yo, is your father?"
Yeah. Well, his father also was a top model, so he had no choice but to be handsome.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay, you guys, out of all of the families that you've seen, how close does this come to reality?
Oh, God.
pretty damn close.
Yeah, we had fights like family. We had love like family.
Definitely.
I mean, it was there because it was long hours, long nights. I mean,
Yeah.
just get it out yourself.
Brad, I don't know where Brad's at either. He plays my older brother on the show also. He and I got real tight on set also. So called the Sanders Boys. He plays my big brother.
This is Alan Shea, and we have two of the main players of the show here, and they're going to give us a little insight before we close out tonight. We're going to start with Peter, and he's going to give us that real heart-to-heart talk about how important this show is and how we need to support it.
Yes, well, A House Divided is on the UMC TV. It's a wonderful platform created by Bob Johnson, who created BET, which it makes affordable for people to subscribe to. It's only $4.99 a month, so that makes it really reasonable. But the stories and the concept of the projects that UMC are developing definitely have a message. And that's what House Divided is, one of those programs, which is a story about a family, more money, more problems. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. Problems and generational curses will follow you. Because you have money doesn't mean that you are problemless. Don't get it confused, you know? And here we have lovely Brittany Lucia, one of the stars of the series, playing a basketball star in your character. Yeah. It was fabulous because she's a wonderful basketball player as well as a beautiful woman with class. So she came on board to support this and to be a thread through the picture, this portrait that Dan Garcia has created on House Divided. And Brittany, you want to talk about how
My
you
character?
feel about your
All
character?
right. Well, I love my character. It's very relatable, and I enjoy that. The character, she has some, what would you call it? What would you call that? She has other things that she wants, you know, in the show. But I think, again, I think it's a relatable show. I think everyone's going to enjoy it. And my character, everyone's going to enjoy that character as well because I don't want to give it away.
Well, I think she brings an earthiness to her supporting Cameron's son. Who's a young basketball player from the rich family. And because she's not from necessarily that side of the tracks, she understands the work. It's about what you put into the work that you can take out. So he doesn't get lost in all the confusion because she sees it from a different perspective. So I think she's kind of his anchor in a way, which he'll find out. The romance is just beginning or not beginning. We don't know where it's going to take off to, so you're going to have to tune in.
Wow. Well, viewers, you heard it first and foremost from one of the most incredible actresses is going to make this the show, and also what's going to be yet to come in the future for you. Starting here in Studio City, this is Alan Shea signing out from Our Society Show. And viewers, stay tuned and let your family, your neighbors, and everybody know about the show. Anything else you got to say?
What do I have to say? No, I don't.
All right. Thank you.